I got the spinal shot where you hear that grinding your bone to the fullest, and I'm talking about they missed you 8 times, but they're still giving you that medicine, and all you hear is splashing of blood. I'm not even lying to you. So all that happened. Yeah, exactly. So I didn't even get to see my kid. When the medicine wears off, they tell you, if you can move your feet, you can see your kid, and you're like, okay. So in your mom heart, you're like, I'm gonna move my feet. I'm gonna move my feet.
Pushing it, right?
No, I'm gonna fight it through. I'm gonna fight it through because I want to see my baby. Well, I fought it through. As soon as they bring my baby in to see me, I start feeling like a hot flash. And if anybody ever taken a pill that they're not supposed to ever take in their whole life, and they feel like they're gonna have like a experience, like they're gonna faint, that was the faintness. So check this out. That's not even it. I died.
Money well spent, I move just fine, trust me. So much work for y'all. Elect me to be the dope man serving y'all. You can spend your last 5, it's worth it, y'all. Cause so much work for y'all. I know this economic depression hurting y'all, but I got so much work for y'all. Once the clientele popping, I'm setting up shop and knocking my competition smooth out of the box. Till the word can't be removed out of the block, and y'all could like to be removed out of the drop.
What's good in the hood? This is For the Thrill Podcast, episode 34, and I am your host, MC Thrillz, and I'm chilling here with Amanda, but she prefers Manda. Make sure y'all get it right. What's up, Amanda?
What's up, Thrillz? I definitely appreciate the opportunity for you bringing me on your podcast. This has always been a bucket list thing.
Definitely.
I'm gonna tell you that for real. I'm looking forward to trying to start my own, and you giving me the opportunity. You don't even know how that made me feel. That's more like a blessing than anything.
100%. Yeah. So when me and Amanda talked, she reached out and she stated that she wanted to start a podcast of her own. And she gave me a little bit of her background story, and she wanted to use that to inspire others and motivate others. So I thought it was a good idea. Say, hey, why don't you come on my podcast, share your story, and depending on how you feel on the podcast, then you go run in from there, get your own podcast.
That's right, and you know what? That's why I'm here today, and I'm definitely excited. We grew up in the west side of San Antonio. I'm not gonna lie to you, it was rough, it was tough. I had 2 brothers. I had to be the strongest of them all. Like I said, we come from the hood, straight hood. I'm talking about West Side Laredo. If everybody knows, you already know. I ain't got to speak about it. But honestly, life was difficult. It was difficult trying to be yourself.
So tell them a little bit about your upbringing and about that side of town. For people that know, I'm from Jersey, so I got a lot of Jersey fan base. I got people from Cali, obviously people in Texas. So let them know about how it is in West Laredo.
Well, let's say like the barrio, everybody knows. Inner city development, y'all know Jean Street, Tampico, Trinity. Everybody knows how hard it is. They disrespected the women. They wanted the women either to be fast or they wanted them to be easy. And the guys, they want them to be tough. Well, I only had brothers, no sisters. So I had to become one of the niggas. If you want to put it like that, I don't mean to be disrespectful in any way, but let me tell you, God blessed me with a best friend, and his name is Jason Salinas. You know who you are, the Salinas family. I gotta shout you out because without you, I swear to God, I wouldn't have survived this walking life. But to be honest with you, I grew up to be brave and strong, and I showed that to my brothers. And I see that I motivate them, even though they say I speak too much or I talk too much, especially when I'm drinking or.
See, that's why I started doing podcasts.
I motivate. I'm inspirational. I went through a lot of things to believe in God. People they don't see that. And growing up in the hood, it's you either tough or you weak. And we grew up to be tough as fuck.
100. Are you the oldest?
I am definitely the oldest.
You told me the one that be going to be.
That's Cram. Everybody remember the fucking name. Cram in the 2-0. We just opened for Zero and Dizzy Right.
That's lit.
We have been on this whole journey with him from the beginning. It was weird that you ended up knowing CRM.
Yeah, it's crazy because so I live in San Antonio back in like 2000. I say it was like 11, 12. It's something around there. So this is how I started at Ice Lounge. You remember Ice Lounge?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I actually went. That was like one of the first clubs I went there. It was like one of the most popular clubs back in the day when I was out here. So I would grab my camera, record, and then after I'm done recording and I gotta go do music, I would switch back and forth. So Ron came up to me, he said, "So you do photography and you do music?" I said, "Yeah." So he was like, "Why don't you do photography for the club?" So I started doing photography for the club, and then once I started doing photography for the club, I talked to him about doing promotions. So I started promoting on Sunday. I had I don't know if you heard of DJ Underground, but he was DJing for me at the time on those Sundays. So I would pay DJ Underground, and Ron Hicks would pay me, and I would do photography and promotion for the club every Sunday. So when I was doing every Sunday, I was doing something called the People's Thrill. So I would do shows. And that's where I met
You met TRN. That's where Ram came from.
Yes, small world.
TRN.
Well, that's the backstory for people that don't know. But it's a small world. It's definitely interesting.
Definitely we go way back.
Yeah.
So it became a blessing to meet each other again in a different way.
Definitely. I know you said you wanted to be big on inspiration. So what did you want to share with me?
So I feel like even though at your hardest time when you feel that God isn't by your side or you feel that he is not listening to you, you definitely have to have faith. Because with all honesty, I can tell you that God, he is fucking real. And when I say that, and I say it strongly, he is fucking real, he helped me through a lot of times. Time where I felt like suicidal, time where I felt I was alone in my corner, and I wasn't really alone. I had my family. But see, the devil, it works in mysterious ways where it tries to make you feel that type of way. And you're not alone, especially when you have children. When you have children, you can never let your kids see you that way. They can't see you break down. And God, he whispers in your ear, even if you don't believe it. I'm going to tell you that it's real. I have scars to prove it.
Well, let's talk about that. What was the moment that impacted you when you was like, God is real? Like that once, because people that believe in God, I know, because I do, have that one moment, oh, I know. Like, I know.
Okay.
What was your one moment?
My one moment was this. I'm going to tell you like this. And if I get emotional, that's because I was rebirthed. And I'm going to tell you like this.
You said rebirth or reborn?
I was reborn.
Gotcha.
I definitely was reborn.
Gotcha.
I was having my kid, and I wasn't supposed to have her. It was about 2 weeks that I was going to wait. But for some reason, I never experienced contractions. I always had C-sections. I never knew what it was like to feel a contraction. So I went into the labor room, and I just kept telling the lady, "Miss, I have to pee. I really have to pee." And she's like, "Well, just go on yourself." And I said, "No, I can't do that. Like, I want to get up. I need to go to the restroom." Long story short, my placenta erupted. It was an emergency C-section. I'm going to tell you, nobody was allowed in there. I'm going to tell you that when they put I'm not going to say the epidural, because most people will say the epidural in your back. No, I got the spinal shot where you hear that grinding your bone to the fullest. And I'm talking about they missed you 8 times, but they're still giving you that medicine, and all you hear is splashing of blood. I'm not even lying to you. So all that happened. Yeah, exactly. So I didn't even get to see my kid. You know, when the medicine wears off, they tell you, if you can move your feet, you can see your kid, and you're like, okay. So in your mom heart, you're like, I'm gonna move my feet. You know,
Pushing it, right?
No, I'm gonna fight it through, because I want to see my baby. Well, I fought it through. As soon as they bring my baby in to see me, I start feeling like a hot flash. And if anybody ever taken a pill that they're not supposed to ever take in their whole life, and they feel like they're gonna have like a experience, like they're gonna faint, that was the faintness. So check this out. That's not even it. I died. I literally died. I died on the table for 10 minutes.
Wow.
I flatlined. I swear to God, I give everything in my soul that I pray to God. I told God, if I don't make it, God, just please have my brothers and my mom and my dad take care of my kids.
Wow.
Because I already lived life.
Yeah.
But you know what was more beautiful? Life after. because I saw it. It was a
So there's different
it was a
perception.
field of flowers.
Oh, you actually
Everybody
did
was.
see.
I saw
Wow.
the other life. I saw it.
And what did you see exactly?
I saw waterfall. I saw kids running. I saw it being beautiful. I saw myself being able to say, if I take this last breath, I'm gone. So I prayed in my head and I said, God, bring me back. Bring me back because I want to be with my babies. I promise I'll do this. I promise I'll give you this. I promise I'll be right. I promise. And you know what? I don't know how or what the fuck. I woke up all encuerada, all embarrassed. But I woke up in the ICU for 2 weeks. And that's how I know that God is real and God listens.
That was deep.
That is no fucking lie. I swear to God, I saw the other life. And the other life was beautiful, but I'm not ready for it.
How long did they say you flatlined?
10 minutes.
Wow. 10 minutes. Wow.
10 minutes.
Isn't it after like 2 or 3 minutes, something like that? It's supposed to be like
You're done.
Yeah, like wow.
You're gone. That's it.
crazy.
10 minutes. 10 minutes.
So after that situation, how did your life change after?
I began to see God more. I began to see a lot of things. I faced another obstacle in life that broke me. If I thought that killed me, and it did, something else happened.
Are we talking more mentally now or physically?
Both, if you want to say. I mean, you live life to protect the children, you know, and there's some situations in life that you cannot protect the kid. You know, you cannot protect the kid from pedophiles.
Wow.
You definitely cannot. Definitely cannot, no matter how hard you try. You definitely cannot because you might not never know. You know, your kid might be afraid. Your kid might be afraid that you might get upset for, Mom, I gotta tell you this, but I don't want you to get mad. It's my fault. Mom, I need to be good, and it wasn't my fault. God. See, people think that you get punished because of God, but it's not God. It's the devil. The devil punishes you. And God makes you understand that if you forgive, or if you keep going and you have faith, that you will get over everything. That's what happened after. I got faced with the hardest thing in my life, I swear to God. And to this day, I blame myself and my dad and my brothers. They could sit there when I'm there by myself and I think and I say like a old lady. That's why I love old days. I'll be like, was it me? Was it my fault? Was it me working too hard? Was it me being a single mom, trying to just stack up because I had kids and I didn't want to depend on dad or my brother? I didn't have good babies. That's something that I want to show all single moms, that it's not our fault for the dads that we have. It's not our fault. We choose them, but we don't know that that's how they're gonna be when the relationship continues. We don't know that they're gonna be messed up. We don't know that the devil's gonna trigger you. You don't know none of that. I almost lost my baby, but today I stand and I say that God is real because we went to jail. She's more beautiful, she's talented, and God got me through it.
God bless you. That's deep. That's touchy too. I have certain people in my life that do stuff like that when they were young, and I know that's a touchy, very touchy subject, and that's crazy. That's disgusting, and that is one of the most worst things I feel like someone could do. That is ridiculous.
Especially,
I'm sorry that y'all had to experience that.
God got us through it.
Yeah, 100%.
God got us through it. God literally told us that life would be better. As a matter of fact, what it is we get put through these tribulations to show us that you never needed that. So with everything bad gone from us, we have became beautiful souls. We have done so many things. She is a beautiful artist. She follows her mom and gets hair.
Oh, she's the one you told me about.
Yes,
Okay.
she's the one that
How old is she?
She's 15 years old.
Okay.
That is I have 3. But that one right there, that is my...
The oldest?
She's the oldest. That is me. That is a figure of me. That is what I had to do when I was 15. While my parents worked, I had to take care of my brothers. While her mama worked, she got to help mama take care of her brothers. See, so
So you got 2 girls, 1 boy?
I have 2 girls and 1 boy, and they're all J's. Jordan, Jason, Jody. And they know that mama loves them. They definitely know.
Shout out to the
that
babies.
they know that I'll die for them. And Theo Marky and Grandpa. Like we're a little unit that we got going on here. And right now, the only reason I can say that we standing tall is because God. I could go on and on about a lot of things about God, about how God is right, how this and that, but honestly, only you can experience it. But I can tell you that He is real. I can tell you that He does listen when you think He doesn't. I could really tell you He does. Because you know what? I was dead and I was talking to Him. Hey, I was dead and I was talking to Him.
Like I know people out there probably stumped by that. That story right there. They're probably looking like, wow, that is.
I promise
that's
on
testimony.
everything. Bury my testimony is all I want to do in this life. I'm not perfect by all means. I promise you. Every day I sin, and every day I talk to God and I ask Him to forgive me.
We all sinners. We all sinners. We gotta ask for that.
But this is what I want to do. I want to be inspirational. I want to let women know that you don't have to suffer. You can really do life on your own without anybody. You, your kids, a good little support system, because I do have an amazing support system. If not you yourself, because guess what? Who's the only one bigger than us? God. Yeah. You know, like.
And you said that you said your daughter does like she draws and stuff. So what are your type of talents? What talents do you have?
I am a jack of all trades. I'm gonna be honest. I cook. I have OCD, so I can clean your house spotless. I'm gonna be honest. I'm spotless. But those are just like bullshit shit. I love to do hair and makeup. I was born for it. 16 years old, as my daughter is. I never worked a day in my life other than doing hair. I never worked McDonald's. I never worked Pizza Hut. Nothing. Just straight hustling hair. If it wasn't in the shop,
So you're an entrepreneur.
Yes,
You do it yourself.
yes, sir. I have to show my kids that in this life, if we don't go for it, what's gonna get it for us?
100%. So you mentioned you did some singing too.
You know what? Back in the day, I promise you, I was the best.
Yeah.
I was the best. I sang, I was in swing choir, I could do the whoop did that, all that. I promise you, I was all that. But I can't really sing, but I'm gonna tell you one thing right now is that we only got one life to live, so you know you gotta live it right. But honestly, I'm not gonna lie. As you grow older and you drink and you do a lot of different things, your voice changes.
Oh yeah,
you
that's
know?
true.
Your vocals are not the same. I got more of a raspy voice than I used to have, but singing is something that I would always want to do. Or at least just my dream is one day, just have one little lyric on one of my brother's tracks. All I gotta say is, brother, I love you, or something, whatever the fuck you.
I gotta make it happen one day. You gonna cry?
Hey, yes, that right there, that's like my son right there. I mean, don't get me, that's my baby. I really love my brother. Me and him, we're 10 years apart. 10 years apart. And I basically raised him. Like,
So when it comes like to music, like do you like manage him or like when it comes to music or
that's all him.
that's all him? Everything.
I just learned his songs so that when I go to shows,
You support. You support.
I'm one of his biggest supporters. I just learned his songs, so when I'm out in the crowd, I'm the one that's like, get it, crack, get it, crack.
Right.
I'm just a supporter because I'm so excited. Like to see us come from what we came from, and to see him shine. Like he literally opened for Thrillz. Thrillz is one of my favorite rappers. I'm not gonna lie to you. Look, I have a Zero tattoo. Like I'm really not gonna lie to you. I fucking love Zero. I got to be in VIP because of my brother.
That's lit.
I'm talking about where I'm at, where right there. I saw Zero. I felt like, starstruck. I swear to God. Like, I was like, Dad, you gotta get me. I don't know. I'm fucked up. I don't know. I just saw Zero there. Like,
Now that's cool though, especially like as being an artist, when you have that family, that support system, like that means a lot to artists. I know it means a lot to you right when you out there and you moving from him. I know
he gets a little bit. I know he gets a little bit shy or a little bit like, oh, sister. because I'm loud. I know all the songs. I'm like the loudest. You don't hear me if you hear me.
Yeah, singing all the songs.
Yeah, that's me. You don't hear me if you hear me. But I'm like I'm gonna start to move myself this way so that the crowd can hear the song on this side, so they could get it while you're over here singing it on that side.
Yeah.
So that but honestly, like I'm just excited. Well, I ain't coming back to life, and I ain't appreciate life a lot.
100%. Well, big shout out to Cram. With that, we're gonna take a quick break.
Trust me. So much work.
My name is Manda, and I just want to say thank you for tuning in to For the Thrills.
So much work for y'all.
What's good in the hood? This is For the Throw Podcast. Thank y'all for tuning in. Again, I'm sitting here with Manda. She broke down some deep stories. Now I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. I want to get into Mexican culture. I want to get into that because San Antonio, I know, this is really big on Mexican culture. So can you tell me about your book?
So see, what they say there's a difference between Mexicans and Mexicanos. And us, we're Chicanos. Straight Chicanos. We're Tex-Mex. We don't speak that proper Spanish. We speak it good. We're not from Mexico. We're straight from San Antonio. You know, in our culture, they say that if you have butterflies, you're being toxic. And that means you're toxic. And
So in your culture, they believe that butterflies are toxic.
yes,
What you're saying? Gotcha. Why is that? Why do they say that?
honestly, I have no idea.
Because honestly, this is my first time. Maybe because I'm from Jersey and we don't say that out there, or maybe somebody that I ain't hear it from, but hearing it from you it shows me a different perspective. So that is based off of what you know and the culture out here. You have a reason, like you have a reason.
They say that they're crazy.
Oh, they say
they're
everyone
wild out. They're toxicas.
My mom has a butterfly tattoo. Mom, you're toxic.
But you're not, right, miss? Honestly, you're not. Honestly.
Shout out to my mom.
Hey, I'm gonna drink to that one right there, girls. Honestly, because to be honest with you, for me, most of my body is filled with butterflies. Everybody always asks me, Manda, what's your next tattoo? Manda, what's your next tattoo? And I'm like, a butterfly. They're like, again? Yeah,
So
again.
I'm talking about that. Why the butterfly?
Because you know what? I was in a domestic relationship. I'm talking about I fought for my life. If you ever been choked out and had to cry for help, if you ever needed your parents to take you out of it, if you ever had a man tell you, ain't nobody gonna love you because you're a fat bitch if you got 3 kids, you know what? That puts you in a self-esteem that you didn't even love yourself. Well, guess what? As a butterfly, you become a cocoon, right? You create a shell to love yourself. You create this hard shell to be as tough as you can. And guess what? Not only that, when you bloom into a fucking butterfly. Not only that, butterflies resemble what my life was, but butterflies resemble Big Raya. Big Raya is my cousin. Raya Casey, Severa, con todo mi corazón, I miss you. She was my cousin that passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Rest in peace.
Domestic violence.
Wow.
She literally got taken away from her whole family. Literally, I'm telling you, she moved to Tennessee. Tennessee, they took, he was I wouldn't say Honduras, one of those Honduras kind of guy. And she was 17 years old, and he beat her.
Beat it to death.
He beat her.
Wow.
Not only that, there's a rule that we have in our family. Always wear your seatbelt because we represent the love for Big Raya. Because Big Raya was a big girl. That's why I say if you don't love you, ain't nobody, if you don't love you, ain't nobody gonna love you. Because you know what? Because she was a big girl, she could not wear her seatbelt. And she flew out
Oh.
of
Wow.
the windshield.
Wow.
Cracked her neck. And all her family in San Antonio didn't even know what was going on. So butterflies was her spirit. When we see a white one, a white butterfly, white, that's Big Raya right there.
So you got caterpillars too?
I have caterpillars in my back.
Ah, okay.
That cannot be seen, but yes, They're there. Shout out to Angie, Wicked Angie, because she is my tattoo artist, and she always delivers my ideas.
That's what's up. I might have to talk to Angie. I
You
might
definitely are gonna love her body.
And I would love to have her on the podcast too.
She would be so hyped. I'm not gonna lie, she would be so hyped. But honestly, butterflies is meaningful. So for all those that say the mexicanas are tóxicas, on butterflies, no está cierto. It's not real, it's not true, it's not right. Because everybody has a different meaning to
Yeah,
butterfly.
fix that meaning, man.
Everybody
Everybody
has a different meaning to the butterfly that they're wearing. Just like Thrill's mama, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So that's what I'm saying. Butterflies are meaningful.
Were you born and raised here?
Born and raised
In San Antonio? And is all your family here?
Most of the ones that are still alive, yes sir.
Okay, so just tell me about the culture between your family.
We're talking about Sunday morning days, or
Yeah, let's talk about that. Let's talk about
Are you talking about
get the
being?
people that
Are you
know.
talking about being baptized in the Mormon church, but then you
Oh,
go
okay.
up, you go
So
up?
it's a little rough. Talk to me.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm gonna tell you I had the strongest grandma that was an Apache Indian.
That's your Indian grandma.
Like, really? No, I'm not gonna lie to you, Grandma Garcia. I love you even though you hated the shit out of me. I swear to God, she didn't like me, but it was because of my daddy, but it's alright, because you know what? It's not the one that makes you, it's the one that raises you. And I was blessed with two dads. And my stepdad was the best dad. But you know what? She was amazing. She brought us into the church. She showed us how to respect. She showed us about church. She showed us about everything. We would get baptized 10 years old, 12 years old, you know. She showed us about that. But as we got older, my daddy Long, which was on my stepdad's side, oh my God, that is my refresh button. Every
Who, your
time,
aunt?
my aunt,
Yeah.
every time I feel low, every time I feel I'm weak, every time I feel I'm wrong, every time I feel like I'm gonna get sick, all I gotta do is call her up, and she praises. And it's so weird because even through the phone, I can feel what she's telling me, and I'm like, yes, ma'am, in Jesus' name, amen. And it sounds funny, but it's really true.
It's good to have that support system, especially from a family like this.
Especially Mexican, because they're very strong on Jesus. They're very strong on how you should be. And you know what? I ain't even lie to you. Mexicans cook good like a motherfucker. I swear to
You're
God.
making me hungry. What's your favorite dish to cook?
Okay, well.
Everything is my favorite dish to cook.
I learned to cook I learned to cook Chinese food from Big Raya, but I asked my kids, my dad yesterday, hey, I need to cook for Thrillz one day. One day, you guys, everybody tell me what's my best fucking dish, so I can go and I can take it to them. Your enchiladas, ma, your enchiladas. I go bet, but honestly, I get down. I pretty much can make any fucking thing, from comfort food to Italian to
It's interesting you say that though. Honduras, yes, I love that. It's funny you say that because when you said about food and because so when I want to expand my podcast eventually, and I'm gonna have I want to start getting audience in here, and it'll be cool to like have like food for them and stuff like that because I want to create an experience like you go to a TV show and sit down. That's what I'm gonna start creating. So I actually have podcasts where I had a couple of people here, and it's a different experience because sometimes they'll say something and it'll be cool because they'll talk about like your dad, he's in the background and he gets his creative mind and he puts it in there, which is cool. So I like that type of stuff. I like that type of environment. So you said you wanted to do podcasts. Me, when I first did this, I actually started with someone else. Actually, it's my aunt. Shout out to P.D. Maggie. I started podcast with 5 episodes with her, and we was living in North Carolina at the time. She ended up moving back to Jersey. So I decided to keep going. I was like, fuck it, I want to keep doing this. So what I did was I got my friends on the podcast through Zoom because this was during COVID. So it was 2020. So I got my boys on there, the music, this conversation. I'm like, I don't want to keep doing this. Then I started getting people in person. Then I moved here to Texas in October, back to Texas in October because around the time I told you earlier, 2012 when I was here, but then I was here for like a year and then I left. So since I got back, I've been doing my interviews in person. But the two codes I was telling you about is A1, shout out to A1, that's my boy, and then my aunt. So they still come on through Zoom. Sometimes I have them get on the TV.
Hey, we gotta get them on this.
Yeah. So definitely on a future episode, definitely you're welcome to come back and we'll bring them on the episode and they can ask different
Anything
questions.
that they like. I swear to God, I don't speak about anything in life. I love to bear my testimony, whether it be joking. I'm not only spiritually, I'm very funny. I like to crack jokes like fucking Chris fucking Tucker and all that. Let's get it like what's it called? What's his name? The Williams brothers. All of the Williamses. Sean Williams,
Oh, yeah.
Marlon Williams, all of them.
Don't mess with the last sound like Williams.
You know what I mean, but yeah, like definitely. We like to joke a lot, as you said, the Mexican culture. We like to bullshit a lot. We like to talk shit.
Did y'all fuck with
but
dominoes?
we love it.
Look, the Rican culture. I got the one of the good dominoes right here.
I saw that. I was over here like, do I put them like this or do I show the name? Because I'm about to put my lineup. I don't know if I'm next, but no, definitely. We're about grilling, having a good time, and making memories. And you always got it down the oldies.
One night also. As far as oldies, who do you like to listen to?
Taylor James is my favorite. Betty White. You got Aaron. Trent, what is the name? Tell it like it is. James Brown, what you want?
James Brown.
Come on now. The Temptations, my girl. Yeah, I could keep going for days.
Talking about.
Okay. I like it all.
That's what's up.
I'm very old school. I was brought up very old school, well mannered. I will give you a shirt off my back if I would see you. I would feed you if you didn't have nothing. I would allow you to shower at my house if you didn't have it. You wouldn't even know it's my last, and I'll still give you my last because that's what you're supposed to do.
You sound like a good person. Just don't let people take advantage of you. Because
I already love that.
Yeah, that's the like. See, even me, like, I would know certain friends or people that would take advantage of those situations, and you gotta watch it for people like that. Because when we're good-hearted people, they're like, oh, can I borrow this or do this? You'll do it 10 times in, and then you realize,
You know what I'm about to tell me? They take your kindness for weakness.
yeah, there you go.
Your
Yeah,
kindness for weakness, mija. And don't let them. And I would say, you know what, Dad? But I gotta help them. Because God says to you, but not for you to always get used.
right.
So I was scared. You're right. You're so right. So now I just take care of my little circle. It's not big. It's less than my hand. It's less than both my hands together. I got about 6, 7 in my circle. So
Always keep your circle tight and always keep it around people that you can learn from. That's where I'll go based off. I try to talk to people that I can learn from and experience new things, and people that actually love me and I love them. You know what I'm saying? That's what you got to keep.
can we say that again?
That you got to keep your circle tight with people that you love and people that you can learn from.
Amen. Amen. No. And then you be a smart ass. That's just what you learn as you grow. Because people, when we're young, we're dumbfounded. We think everybody loves us. We think everybody's in our circle or everybody got our back.
Yeah.
But in reality, the only ones that really do got your back are the ones that closest to you.
100%.
And I ain't got a lot of that. I only got my pops, my brother, and my children. And my sister-in-law. I'm not gonna lie, I gotta shout her out. You already know that.
Shout out to sister-in-law.
Because I love you. You know, let's get it out there. Let's not feel like we throwing on nothing. But it's just because I always been the only girl. So I'm the only one that likes to shine.
Okay, I got
So,
it.
you know, I'm the only one that likes to shine, but I don't hate. I love everybody. Because in this life, only God can do it, not me.
So you talk about shining, I see you got the makeup done, you say you do what you do. So what made you do like hairdo? So what made you get into doing hair and makeup?
God.
Got a lot. So like what was the initiative?
I had an uncle and an aunt that when we moved down to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, because my brothers, they're born from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I came to high school down here, where my father graduated from, and there was either you do gym or you pick an elective, and the gorrita sure as fuck ain't gonna run. So you know, hey, I'm a gonna get in that motherfucking, I'm gonna get in that cosmos. And little did I know, long and behold, I had a gift. I had a gift that I shined better than the seniors when I was a sophomore.
Wow.
Like, I literally wore the red jacket as a sophomore, being in big, to be representing. Like,
What was the school?
Lanier High School?
Lanier High School.
Sydney, Lanier High School. La Raza, tú sabes. Vote for life. Vote to never die. You already know. I bleed blue. I bleed blue. But definitely, I took that throughout my whole 10th, 11th, 12th grade, and I never looked back. You know, that's what I do. That's what my sister-in-law does. That's what my daughter's about to do. It's a whole family thing. You know, we can build a whole empire if we put our minds to it right, and that's how I see it. Not even that, a restaurant, everything, landscaping. I'm telling you, I'm creating soldiers.
That's how you gotta be, and you gotta be around like-minded individuals. Like, see, like for me, like, so one thing I always say, I think it's a cliche when people tell you, oh, stick to one thing, that's how you will prosper. Me, I never believed in sticking to one thing. I like you said, a jack of all trades. I like to do multiple things. Like in my post, that's why I said I wear many hats, figuratively and literally. Like,
I like that.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, like I do podcasts, I do music, I work for a bank. So like I can do all this, and no one can't tell me that I cannot do that because I'm gonna do it. I'll record people. Like there's nothing that you cannot do. And I'm a living fact. And like you say, you're from the hood. I'm from the hood as well. I'm from Camden, New Jersey, one of the toughest areas. We were murder capital years back to back. So I know what it's like coming from being in the slums where I'm coming out my house and I'm seeing the crack
taking your
cars.
lawnmower, and they're shooting your lawnmower.
So overcoming them odds and me from being this hustler that used to run the streets to now working for a bank and doing what I do, because everything I do on my own. I edit my own podcast, I record myself, obviously, while I'm doing it, and I'm proud of that. And there's nothing wrong for being prideful in the things you do. Because at the end of the day, like you said earlier, what do you say about yourself?
Only God likes you.
Only God got you, right? And that's you and what you do. He gave us gifts. So my gifts, I'm going to shine with my gifts. As you should shine with your gifts.
Yes, sir. Definitely.
With that being said, I'll take a quick break. that was a badass.
Trust me. So much work.
Good in the hood. I go by MC Thrillz. I am the host of For the Thrill podcast. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And if you're here for that thrilling phrase, it is For the Thrill Friday. Again, that thrilling phrase is For the Thrill Friday.
So much work for y'all.
What's good in the hood? This is For the Thrill podcast. I appreciate y'all tuning in. This is episode 34, and I'm chilling here with Manda. You already know. She said get to know the name. She around. She's doing her thing. And I'm MC Thrillz, the host of the show. All right, Manda. Definitely, it's been good having you on the show. So as far as your podcast and what you're looking to do, because that's what you told me that you want to create your own podcast. Based off this podcast, how do you feel? Like, is this something you're gonna be?
I want to tell you something, Thrillz. You done hype a bitch up, and I'm gonna say that shit with all motherfucking love. You done hype me to want to be the best of me, to be something like you, not just like you, but something like you.
I respect it.
Because God's gonna bless us, and I definitely thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, no problem at all. Like when I first started, like I said, when I started with my aunt, we did the podcast. It was basically we was like, all right, should we do it or should not? We said fuck it, and then we did it. So it was honestly, it just start. Because honestly, for me, the podcasts are a couple of things. They're therapeutic. When you talk to people, it is therapeutic. Also, you get to create memories. And I meet people all the time that were strangers. Like, you were a stranger to me before this podcast, but now
We're gonna be fans.
You know what I'm
about to be fans.
100%. So, like, and you learn. You learn off of other people. You learn off of what they got to say. You learn off their story. Like what you talked about in this podcast was very, very deep. And I know other people out there look at it like, wow, she's been through a lot and she's still standing.
Guess what? You know what? What don't kill you makes you stronger.
100.
And I'm gonna tell you something. And the only one that can help you is God in this life. And everything that I got through was because of the dear Lord above. And I thank you, Thrillz, for the opportunity to be in this motherfucking podcast, because I'm about to shine the way I was meant to be.
No doubt.
That's why I came back to life.
So what you gonna want your podcast to be about? What you gonna be talking about?
I'm gonna talk about everything. I'm gonna talk about relationships. I'm gonna talk about gorditas, being afraid of showing their body. I'm gonna talk about hair. I'm gonna talk about how fucked up you do it, that you need somebody to come fix it. Guess what? I got 3-4 people you can call that can fix that shit. I'm gonna talk about Mexicans. You want food, you want everything. I'm just gonna talk about life in general, and I don't judge. Because in this life, only God can judge.
100%. I like how you carry yourself, and I like that you can actually step forward and show confidence in what you do, and that will inspire people out there. One thing I do ask every guest on the show, and I'm gonna ask you, what is your thrill? And it could be in life, it could be at the moment, it could be for the future, past, and present, or it could be multiple thrills. What is your thrill?
My thrills right now is being high on life, honestly, and for the Thrillz to give me the opportunity to be in this motherfucking podcast. I'm gonna say it like that.
You already know, I appreciate you. Again, y'all, this is For The Throw Podcast, episode 34. I go by MC Thrillz. She goes by MANDA. Stay tuned. We got more to come. You already know. And we'll definitely look forward to seeing your podcast and even having you on a future episode.
Oh, definitely. And if not, I'm gonna buy in and we're gonna all make the whole fucking thing about it.
Let's get it.
Peace.
And shout out to Pops in the background. You already know.
Money well spent, I move just fine, trust me. So much work for y'all. Elect me to be the dope man serving y'all. You can spend your last 5, it's worth it, y'all. Cause so much work for y'all. I know this economic depression hurting y'all, but I got so much work for y'all. Once the clientele popping, I'm setting up shop and knocking my competition smooth out of the box, so the word can't be removed out of the block, and y'all cut like to be removed out of the drop.
Thank you for tuning in to the 34th episode of the Thrillz podcast. Appreciate y'all tuning in. That was my daughter, still my daughter. Appreciate y'all. We will be back. We're invited. We will always be invited.
100%.
Thank you, Thrillz.
No problem, man.